In my last tutorial, we inserted columns along green line B. So in this tutorial, we are going to insert our column along the line C. So I'll go to my AutoCAD drawing. And if you should look at the column at C1, it's a C4 label. So if you go to your column schedule, C4 is 230 by 500. But you can use your measure command to make sure this is the value. Measure, this is 500. This is 230. So the 230 by 500 column. So now I'll measure my B1, B2, E1, and E2 value. My B1 is the measurement in the direction 1, horizontal direction, 230. My B1, 230. My B2 is 500. My E1 in the horizontal direction is 115. While my E2 is 385. You should know that, 385. So I will minimize this window. I will enter the dimension of my column property dialog box. So what you can do, you can click on this button here, this column button here. But you can also, aside from that, you can, aside from clicking here to get your column property dialog box, you can also select a column. You right click and click property. You will get the property of that column. So what you can do to insert column as C1, you can enter your value. Remember I measured our B1 to be 230, sorry 230, the B2 500, our E1 115, and our E2 385. So I've entered the property now. I want to explain something to you now. If I should click on update, the property of this column will be updated. So, but I don't want the property to be updated. So make sure you don't click update when you enter this property. When you change the property of the column. So what you need to do is to click another intersection point to enter this property you just entered. So, but if you click on update, what will happen is that the property of this will change to what is on the screen on the column property dialog box. So what I'll do now, I'll click on C1. So you can see I've clicked on C1. So I'll position my column as C1. So I'll go back to my AutoCAD now to know the column specification for C2. So at C2, it's also C4, and you see that they have the same E1 and E2 value. E1 is 115, E2 is 385. Let me measure E2. 385. It's a C4 column, so the dimensions are the same. 385. We measure E1. E1 is 115. So they are all C4 and they have the same E1 and E2 parameter. So I'll minimize this. So I can enter this for all the columns along C structural grid line. You can see C4 is found along at all the intersection along the C grid line. So I'm going to enter it here, 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 and also enter it here. Now at grid line D, I'll go to AutoCAD. At grid line D1 intersection, I'll go to AutoCAD to get my column parameter. So at D1, my column level is C5 here. My column schedule C5 is a 500 by 230 column. So this is a 500 by 230 column. So I should use my measure command. Our B1 dimension is the dimension in the horizontal direction, direction 1, 500. So our B1 is 500. Our B2 is the dimension in the vertical dimension, direction 2, 230. So 500 B1, 230 B2. Our E1, our E1, I don't have an intersection yet, so I cannot measure this grid intersection. I will press escape to get out of this measure command. I'll press space to enter the command again, space again to choose distance. I'll click this point to this point, 115. So our E1 is 115. So the B1 is 500, the B2 is 230, the E1 is 115, which I just measured, the E2 is 115 too. So you should know that. I'll minimize my AutoCAD and enter this value. B1 500, B2 230, E1 115, E2 115. I'll click on this intersection. For grid intersection D2, go to AutoCAD for the parameter. Our B, using the measure command, our B1 is 500, our B2 is 230, our I don't have an intersection yet, so I cannot measure this distance. So I will escape. I'll use this point instead to take my measurement. This is 385. So our E1 is 385. Our E2 is 115. So 500 B1, 230 B2. E1 from this point, lower corner, left lower corner to the grid is 385, E1. And our E2 is 115 from this lower corner to the grid, 115. So this is 115, E2 is 115, E1 is 385. So I'll enter that specification now. So our B1 is 500, B2 is 230, E1 is 385, E2 is 115. So I'll enter this at G2 intersection. Now I think these are the only two columns along a grid intersection D. Let me check the AutoCAD drawing. Yes, those are the only two columns. So now we'll move to our last horizontal grid, the line E. As the line E. So these are our column and these are our lower left corner. I'll use the measure command to take measurement. Our B1 is 230. Our B2 is 500. Our E1 is 115. Our E2 is 385. So you should know this value. I'm going to enter this on AutoCAD. Our so B1 is 230. B2 is 500. E1 is 115. E2 is 385. So I will enter this here. Now for intersection E7. I think this is the last intersection in my model. Last column intersection. I will go back to my AutoCAD drawing. The same column C4, C4. The same arrangements. That's the same E1 and E2 value. 115 for E1, 385 for E2. So I will minimize. So the same property, I will click this intersection. I'll close my column property now. So as you can see, I have successfully inserted my vertical structural members in my model. If I should click on the 3D view, you will see all my structural vertical elements. And you will see that the columns are not just inserted, between story 0 and story 1. I also inserted the story above. So we have come to the end of this tutorial. Let me close this 3D view. I would like to show you something before I close. If I click on story 2, you will see that the story 2, although you can see column extending to story 2, the column does not display in my story 2 plan view. Story 3, the column does not display too, but the information is copied. So if I want the column to be displayed on story 2, 3, 4, and 5, they are not currently displayed on plan view. I want it to be displayed. What I will do, there's an icon I did not explain to you when I was explaining story floor elevation in my previous tutorial. What I'll do is generate story. So I can generate the story information in the story 1 floor to the story above. So that's what I can do to generate the column information to the story above. However, we're not going to do this yet. I will do this after I have specified all my structural members on this story 1 plan drawing, plan view. When I've specified my beam, my slab, and other parameters, I'm going to generate this floor information to the story above. Thank you. We have come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching.